WJPZ HD1 Syracuse. C89's got you covered with everything you need to know. And some things you don't. Your weekly dose of news, the way you want to hear it. C89 presents Orange State right now.
Let's move on to our next one. Let's talk about an issue that's very interesting. It's a hot button issue for everybody.
Right.
Let's move on to crime and public safety. 7 seconds, ready, go.
Strong community policing. And police should be ambassadors.
Done. Perfect. Gorgeous. 7 seconds on the nose. This guy's good.
Well, thank you.
This guy's good. So let's talk about it specifically. I know one of the things you had mentioned is a program called PALS,
right.
Police Athletic Leagues.
Right.
What are those, and maybe we should talk about those.
And I would like to talk about that, but there's a larger piece that I need to talk about before I discuss PALS.
Do it.
And I'll say it very quickly. We need to have a strong community policing effort where policemen are ambassadors, like Jacksonville, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
They are ambassadors of the city.
Okay.
We need to bring our police force up to full staff. We have approximately 506 police officers. We're down 22. We hire 22 more, take us up to full staff, which is about approximately 528.
Okay.
And then we will be eligible for $3 million to hire an additional 14 officers.
Wow.
And I would put them in our neighborhoods, in downtown, with a strong community policing effort.
Okay.
So when people are downtown in Armory Square, they'll feel safe.
Yeah. And not that the police are their enemies, but they're community leaders. Yeah.
Ambassadors.
I like that a lot.
Okay.
And I think that this PALS program is something that does that.
Exactly. Police Athletic League.
Okay.
It helped me tremendously growing up in New York City.
Okay.
Having a police athletic league. It built relationships between the youth and the police. And that's where we're lacking. I'm telling you. That relationship needs to be enhanced.
I totally agree. Explain what these leagues are. I think a lot of people are maybe unsure.
The Police Athletic League is just how it sounds. Usually they become coaches, basketball, football, Little League.
Okay.
Or we could even infuse them into educational and recreational opportunities.
Right.
And the policemen would have a responsibility for a certain number of youth that they met with on a weekly basis.
Very interesting.
You saw the issues dealing with tasers in schools and things of that nature.
Yeah.
I think we can eliminate that once we build relationships. Not to say that we don't have some bad apples and bad characters where force might be needed, but we can limit that type of force when we work together. I stated earlier that our schools are our #1 economic development tool. And if we want families to move into our school district, we have to have less of those incidents.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And if you have less of those incidents, but to say yes to opportunity to go to college free of charge, we will attract more people.
Oh, it's an excellent plan. And I think what that kind of does is that in itself, the bolstering of the schools, like with the after-school programs, it's all kind of interrelated. The crime rate comes down.
Yeah.
They become city centers. They
right.
work, and it all kind of fuses into one thing. We can separate these issues all we want, but they're all very much interrelated.
That's right. They're intertwined.
Yes.
It's the matrix.
Of course. Now we should get to a couple more issues. We got 3 more to go here to get 7. We've done 4.
Right.
Next one, let's talk about sustainability.
Yes.
Ready?
Yes.
Set?
Yes.
Go for it.
Green technology and creating density.
Well, that's certainly under 7 seconds. Very good there. But let's talk about what exactly do you mean by creating density?
We want to create an atmosphere within our city where we have population density, where people are moving back into the city, moving back into downtown.
Okay.
Downtown should be mixed use. High-end housing, middle-income housing, as well as businesses, stores, thriving, a vibe.
Okay, like that.
And we have to create that downtown. And we can create it downtown if we have a little vision.
Okay, and what's the vision?
The vision is to create those very things that I talked about.
Okay.
The density downtown.
Right.
Mixed use.
And
bicycling. One of the things that we were able to do, and I say we because it's never just me.
This
It's
is
about
Parks,
us.
It's at Parks and Recreation.
That's right. When I was the commissioner of Parks and Recreation, we created Clinton Square. A number of people said that it wouldn't happen. The mayor had the vision. It was his vision. Myself and colleagues, we had to make that vision come to fruition. But we have events downtown every weekend, from the Taste of Syracuse to the Taste of Italy, to the Irish Fest, to the Italian Fest, to a number of musical festivals that we have downtown. And that created density.
Okay.
People coming downtown. You could have 30, 40, 50,000 people at an event downtown.
Right, absolutely.
So creating that type of recreational density, we got to move it further now and move it into housing.
How does that work then with
business.
sustainability and making the city greener? And
That's right.
How does that fit in there?
We have to take, well, the green movement is the movement.
Of course.
The buildings that are being built downtown, if you look at O'Brien and Gear, and I could give the present administration credit for that, they have that business moving downtown, and the building is going to be totally green and sustainable.
Excellent.
And all of the things that we want, as well as taking a look at some of the other things that are going to be happening downtown as they build the new buildings. They're all going to have a green effect. And if we could do that, we could keep businesses from moving out. And that's another thing that I would do. I would make sure that we took inventory of the businesses that we have remaining in Syracuse, restaurants, clothing stores, what have you, and see what their needs are so we could keep them downtown, in downtown Syracuse.
I like that.
Now,
We're speaking in stereo.
Yeah.
Everything you need to know, and some things you don't. You're listening to Orange State on Z89.